Oke guys ya, kali ini kita balik lagi ke game yang kedua antara Onic dengan Rebellion Gameplay guys ya. Yang mana game satu dimenangkan oleh Rebellion Gameplay dengan Rogernya. Hohoho. Ayo kita lihat bareng dengan Kasasa sebagai komentator tamu. Anak nitik-nitik. Sekarang jauh headnya diambil Onic guys ya. Dan Patrick diambil Onic juga. Kali ini si Patrick ini apa sih namanya, persentase apalah gitu, itu cuman kalah sekali nih bagi tim-tim ke Patrick tuh. Kemenangannya menang semua, cuman kalah sekali doang waktu EVOS lawan Alter Ego. Apa lawan Ego ya, lupa ya guys ya, nontonin lah sepi.
I prefer Rebellion Gameflix because I really like that Harley pick. Even though Onic Esport they are looking very scary with this Jawhead as aggressive team that coming from Onic Esport in the early, but the composition is just more
akhirnya
for
ngeri
the
banget
late game
nih.
insurance such as Alice and also Esmeralda.
Si Alice, Esmeralda, belum lagi kalau misalnya Nathannya jadi. Tuh first bloodnya diambil Rebellion guys ya, gila. Sunnya dari tadi guys ya, Sun Azasun. Mati juga ceweknya guys ya, pasti mati sih Alice-nya. Gimana Alice-nya malah masuk keperet, nggak belajar sama Alice-nya kesesah.
Kalau enggak jebol.
Oh iya juga sih. Aduh, aku nggak share screen ya. Sansnya yang dikatakan farming machine, farming sendiri dibantu sekarang. Banyak kena Patrick guys ya. Sansnya kena gimana? Nah makanya guys, kalian kalau jadi hyper terus pakai Nathan ini jangan sendirian guys, bahkan sekelasan saja mati sendiri. Oke?
Backing away out of this one right here with CW able to clear away Rashi.
Right, and now it does seem like both teams are back to the status quo, just waiting for the next opportunity to come along. And both those lanes have been trading very aggressive in middle, and CW just been making a lot of different moves. But as of right now, with the tower plating, the tower gold just taken away.
Sekarang kayaknya udah ada tambahan apa, udah ada kalkulasi goldnya, jadi enak lah, nggak ngira-ngira. Kayak ini sekarang Rebellion menang 168 gol 100.
There's no real good solution on the side of Onic Esports. If that were to happen, that is definitely a concern. Val now trying to get some info, getting pressured away, and I think they're gonna just pressure and get that gold buff, securing it for the team. And we see the coordination coming in from RBG, where Ryuk just comes in and covers the mid lane while this is all happening. So RBG is still having a very strong pressure on across all of Nathan, and that is due to the picks. And now we see they're making a big play. Val goes in with the Hurricane Dash, trying to catch someone. Tower gets taken out. We see them comes in with the blood. Oh, Bureau is just a clone in the front, but they're all going for, you know, a bit more of a type of play here. We see Huba trying to maybe try to make something happen, but it won't happen right now. So Ryuk is now on top alone. We'll see what he can do with the space that he has at the moment, Mirko.
Yeah, he should be able to get a good trade right here. Spiro's going to be target from this dive. He puts out the clone. He's going to be able to dash away with ability. He's going to get taken down and bursted down by Onic Esports right there with a very amazing dive coming in. It is going to be Val trying to clear the ways with Rebellion Genflix doing the same to their topside turret. It is going to be traded. The turtle for the topside turret. Rebellion Genflix will surely be able to get that somewhat objective traded for a neutral one right here. As it is still Rebellion Genflix sitting at a gold lead. Not going to be a huge
menang Rebellion biar dapat
a gold lead is a gold lead in the early game with the Lancelot snowballing right here. It is going to be very dangerous, especially from the two marksman composition coming in from Onic Esports.
Yeah, agree with that. And Rebellion Gameflix, I thought that they are trying to control the first 5 minutes team fight here, but Onic Esports they are just trying to contest the initiative
masih
coming
kurang
from
nendang ya
Rebellion
buat
here.
rival kayak Lancelot Harley.
Looking very strong for the 5 versus 5 man team fight here with the Batrix. Then
dengan cuma dapat 2 tower. Tapi kalah
Arashi, just now you mentioned about Biro got KDA with 2-0 and 0, but on the other hand,
ngejar
Biro also did the
Elis.
same
Mas
way.
Pakuito
the
sih
same thing.
menit
So I
segini,
think
gosh.
Repellent Gaflick, they have to be careful with this Rian, who will play a little bit safe in the backline later on, Mirko.
Yeah, they had to be very, very safe about it right here as Rebellion Genflix have the tempo.
Buset, nggak berasa.
Rose Bureau is going to be the target. Will be able to walk away, and that's going to be both teams just disengaging. As Sans will deal a little bit more damage to Bureau, getting a little bit of a chunk right there. As both teams will just choose to back away, waiting for the objectives right here to spawn again before they look for something. But wait a minute, it is the conceal being used by Rebellion Genflix, looking for a pickoff right now. Keyboy
Buset, snipernya Dryan, gila. Ini kayak main FPS itu sih. Ngeri banget. Kayak Rajel kalau lagi main Call of Duty. Mengerikan. Harley-nya dapet ya. Apa itu? Masih bisa kabur. Oh, gila. Ini sniper sakit banget guys ya. Anjir, dikejar-kejar lu. Buang kayak.
Kill taken away by Rebellion Genflix. They will be able to sit at a very comfortable lead right here. 6 minutes in the game, 8 seconds to the turtle. They will have some sort of better pressure here earlier on. But Jisa using the fan of execution to clear the way once again, and it is going to be Bureau backing away from that top side to maybe position himself better for the turtle fight that's gonna come up in a few minutes right here, Rashi.
Although I'm not sure if Rebellion wants to go for a fight here. As Momo-chan mentioned, 2 kills on each of the
Anjir,
backline.
dapet jawabnya.
Getting pinned by the Hurricane Dance. That the magic gets put onto him as
Tapi
well.
ini
And we can see
baterainya
Ryu get chunked really low well as well. But no one hasn't been taken away by
dapat
the turtle has been
turtle.
slain
Langsung
by
aja, gila.
Jisa. And now they're going for the play here. But it does seem like the play is over at this point. And that was a very aggressive move coming from Rebellion Genflix. And despite the AoE punishment coming back towards them, they have been doing pretty okay. But Biro now in a weird 1v1 against CW. It seems like he will get out just fine. But Onic here trying to secure a bit more objectives because they are severely lacking in
Anjir, mati.
And here Val
Gila, Nathan killing spree guys ya.
Absolutely. Did you see that?
Tan, belajar pakai Nathan, Tan.
Right there, but now they're looking for more right here in the mid lane with Boots rotating.
Belajar pakai Nathan. Tapi kamu nggak suka sih hero gitu ya? Yang diam-diam gitu.
Look for a pick off. Unfortunately for him, he will not be able to, and Rebellion Genflix will just be able to run away completely free right here.
Nathan.
But they are rotating to the top side with Sans already pushing the map. It's gonna be Val.
Nathan yang kena guys ya, karena berikan dance mati. Mati gara-gara Harley. Gila. Jawheadnya nggak ada skill 3. Anjir, dikejar-kejar sama Elis kan. Mati coy Elisnya. Harley gila. Elisnya sakit banget itu guys ya. Sunnya anjir terasa banget tuh. Mati Sunnya. Gila. Ini ada battery. Kesusahan Hurricane Dance. Waduh. Elisnya masih ada. Oh, masih hancur. Biar ada Splinter kecat.
Against in between Jisa and Boots right here, Arashi.
Yeah, we saw that Ryu rotated quite far. I question whether or not Rebellion should have went for the trade-off on the kill instead of going for that bottom turret. But the items are now on the screen. What can you say?
Padahal udah lumayan kaya tadi. Itemnya udah di 1.
Rian here with a good KDA 300. Surely that he already has enough network here. He already has enough gold. Blade of Despair only has on his hand.
Tuh, berarti
he's making one attack speed item here.
Sansnya nggak pakai ini. Ya, hyper Sans
again, Val is just crazy on his. Wait a minute! Sans at the CW goes for the outplay. He outplays 4 members, and with the follow-up of Onic Esports, they are able to get the favorable trade. What was that? So coordinated by Onic Esports, and that is where it comes through, guys. We've seen so many times at the gaming house. They're so chill, they're so calm. That is when it matters.
Kalau Sansnya nggak jadi hyper
very spicy right there. Ejector comes in.
Jadi mereka fokus ke Nathan. Tapi Sansnya dari belakang aja sebagai high ground MM. Mati Hurricane Day sambil
double kill picked up by
namanya
Zhang.
mati sambil
Looking for
berdansa
more.
guys ya.
Final execution dodged away as Jisa goes in for the puncture to get away as well. It is going to be Keyboy looking for the re-engage, but B-roll follows up, and that is going to be a 2-for-0 trade. Onic Esports will try and take this Lord uncontested. The 10th minute of the game, Arash.
Yeah, I think RBG really needs to start going for these fights. Kuba is just trying to make something happen here, but the Lord is going to get taken really low, already secured by the side of Onic right now. And with this Lord, aside from just having the Lord taking it away from the side of Rebellion, they do have the option of actually using it to force fights if Rebellion goes for a split push maneuver. That's why I feel like Rebellion really should have went for more split pushes instead of actually going and matching Onic's aggression, meeting them head on. We saw that be very useful in the previous game, and now with the Lord, we have to see what Onic does with it. Big play, I think, coming in from Keyboy, but no, Kuba is taken to half HP, and now they're just pressuring the lanes. But as we say that, the game is at a pause, my bro.
Yeah, you know, I don't want any excuses for this game. I really don't, because both teams are performing very, very well. But I think that last fight, Ryu disconnected mid fight because he went in all alone without his team. Right? But all right, we'll just have to see. With the technical pause coming in from Rebellion Genflix, we will have to see what happens here, because their lead has certainly been lost, and they will have to pull some strings to be able to get the game here. Because again, Onic Esports with the Lord, with the 2,000 gold lead, I think it was before we got to the pause, it is going to be very, very hard entering the late game, which we all know with the Nathan, with the Beatrix, and with the Alice, right? I really don't think Rebellion Genflix will be able to compete with them in the late game. But now we're going to take a look at the snack video head-to-head for both of the junglers, Momo-chan.
Yeah, both of the jungler actually, they are playing really, really well. Going in the, especially Yisa in the first game, right? We saw that his Roger is so strong, but going into the second game, Yisa did not. He haven't. Maybe I can say maybe he haven't find right momentum here to turn back the table with the bad KDA. I can say for this Lancelot 0, 1, and 4, but you know that Lancelot damage will fall off in the minutes when it comes into the minutes 17 or even like minutes 15 for Lancelot. The damage will fall off. So I think yes, Onic Esports they have more into the late game composition. So
Oke guys, kita balik lagi guys ya ke game. Rebellion sekarang di press dengan Onic habis-habisan, bahkan dengan Hurricane Dance-nya. Si Aka ini masih tidak bisa menahan gempuran-gempuran Onic. Gila. Berhasil juga sih duet antara Beatrix dengan Nathan sih. Ajar-ajar terus. Mana kesan nih? Kesan nih?
Actually trying to zone the opponents, but he has to be careful because Keyboy has the ejector. It is going to be the base siege down here by Onic Esports range right here with Rion and Sons hitting the turret. It is going to fall. Oh, goes in for the knockout strike once again, but it's going to be turret taken down for nothing. Uncontested turret taken away from the side of Onic Esports, and again,
dikejar-kejar terus. Anjir, Elisnya menang.
Pick up a kill. Huba looks for a trade back with a poke trick, Deadly Magic, and
Anjir, kena banget.
A 3-2 hero taken down for a 2-4 hero. Definitely worth it for the side of Rebellion Genflix, but the fact that they lost their inhibitor turret, it's going to be volumes for them, alright? Because entering this late game with that map pressure, with that lane pressure that Onic Esports will always have, it is going to be dangerous. Keyboard now looking for more. Ejector comes in with the alley-oop, and it's going to be the retribution taken away. Val goes in for the pick, goes in for the disengage, but again, there's no wall to pin them down, and then it's going to be the turret here, forced to be taken away as Onic Esports just completely zones Rebellion Genflix here.
Yeah, and looking for the item for Onic Esports going into the 13 minutes game this Nathan. I would like to highlight this Beatrix with the 3-0 and 1 KDA for Drian, where he has the Demon Hunter Sword and another tech speed item. Maybe it's gonna be Galvan Staff or anything that actually Drian needs, okay? Because for the network, I'm pretty sure that Drian already has maybe or become the richer player for Onic Esports here. Meanwhile, Suns with that
dari belakang incernya pinter-pinter Harley-nya.
For magic penetration in the hand of
Harley-nya nunggu di situ,
tapi
nggak bisa hayup, nggak bisa esme sih.
Burst for breastplate as well for the magic for the defense.
Nggak ngaruh lah kan.
For the magic
mana?
also for that physical defensive here coming from
harusnya
Nathan. But yes,
Nathan
Rebellion now
tadi.
they are
Kalau
looking very
Nathan
very
tuh udah
strong
die
with
Nathan,
burst damage coming from Huba. But is it gonna be enough for Rebellion Game because Onic Esport they already success to get that inhibitor turret in the top lane, Miracle.
Gila harinya dari
Yeah, I do
belakang.
agree, but again, that is going to be the winner's truncheon used, and Huba now trying to jump away. Keyboy pops it. Oh my god, injection flicker combo with the alley-oop, and
Mati alley-nya.
Huba gets completely destroyed right there by Keyboy.
Terasa.
With that pick on the way, it is going to be the Falling Star Moon connecting. The Thorn Rose will be able to dodge away from that Falling Star Moon, but they're looking for more. B-Roll is caught all alone with Keyboy now going with the smart missiles, trying to deal damage. Is
menang lah ini.
down right here.
Menang
And
Rebellion.
ejected back to the
Aduh,
team.
tapi
Now
ada
the follow-up
Elise
comes in,
gila.
but CW
Elise
jumping
gila
back
banget
in,
sih.
but Sounds also coming in from the sideways. Will be
Jadi
able to get the killing spree
si
away
Better
from Onic
ini
Esports,
bisa
and that is
dibuat
gonna be a 2
dipakai
for
jadi
0 pick with
MM
no
high
mini
ground
waves
saja.
here. Onic
Ya
Esports,
emang
I mean,
high
Rebellion
ground
Gaming
sih.
still has some breathing room, but for how long?
Jadi ada
Inventory will be
alternatif
taken
gue
away, and
cuman
Onic Esports are
pakai
pushing
high
that
ground
2,000
kayak
gold
Parsi
lead
atau Jangan
all up into
bisa
a
pakai
6,000
Better
gold
ini
lead. And
guys.
once again, the Lord has spawned from the Lord camera right there, presented to you by Mandiri, and this is going to be it, guys. If Rebellion Genflix can't contest this enhanced Lord, I don't think there's going to be any way for them to come
Pause
back as the pause
menega.
comes through once again. It is still Onic Esports with a 6,000 gold lead, and the turrets are all
Masih.
favoring them. With 2 inhibitor turrets down, it is going to be
Dikejar.
incredibly hard for the side of Rebellion Genflix to come back in this game here, Arashi.
Yeah, and the only option I thought they had was to go for a split push, because there's no way you're gonna win an all-out team fight when you have the better engage coming in from Onic, and you have the better 2 even DPS heroes coming in from Onic as well. So I thought the split push would be the solution, but CW showed us that he doesn't lose those 1v1s, he wins those. So with that in mind, I really think the only option right now for Rebellion is try and find maybe a really, when I say really, I mean like really messy team fight, and in that chaos, try and find an opportunity to try and jump onto the Nathan or the Beatrix, and if they can take them out, there's at least a chance, you know. If they don't, you just leave them in the back and let them free hit basically and deal and pump out the huge amounts of AoE and DPS. I think this is just a matter of time, and it will hinge, I think, on the next Lord, where both teams have the opportunity, the chance to try and pressure for that objective and try and see if they can maybe pull one of the opposing teams
Masih game
into a
close
situation
ya.
that they would prefer, Miracle.
Yeah, again, from both of these, look at the first assist rate, right? Val has been more aggressive in the early game, but Keyboy, I think throughout the games is just a more consistent tank right here, right? From the performance of the team as well. Keyboy, with the flashy movements of this player, we know he's just so crazy mechanically. But yeah, I do agree with that, Arashi. I think Rebellion Genflix will also fall off in the late game, considering that only Sun can go to the late game, right? All the other heroes kind of scale off, kind of fall off in the late game. It's just incredibly hard for Rebellion Genflix. I don't know what they're supposed to do here. Maybe Momo-chan, you can enlighten us right here. What can Rebellion Genflix do to come back from this game with a 6,000 gold deficit?
Yeah, I agree with Arashi just now with the split push strategy coming from Rebellion Genflix. Maybe they can try to buy more time, try to distract Onic Esports. But the thing is, Onic Esports, they are just very strong right now going into the late game composition. This CW
Masih
is trying
pause
to
guys
kill
ya.
everyone
Santai kita.
from Rebellion Genflix. So it's hard for Rebellion Genflix to pick off Alice in the first place. Especially we know how strong Alice in the late game composition here with Esmeralda and also Batrix. No one can shut down Batrix from Rebellion Genflix. One, they try to go in, or maybe I can say try to dive in into the formation of Onic Esport. They always got shut down. They always got bursted down by the physical damage coming from Batrix, and also Nathan here with the Blade of Despair and also the Genius for the magic penetration. So Onic Esport, they are looking very strong in the late game here. Rebellion Genflix, they have to be careful. Even though they are trying to make some split push, doing some split push strategy here with the Sun, I don't think it will last really long, because Onic is what they always try to play tentatively. They are trying to play, I can say maybe pay attention for the mini map here. So especially they also realize that Sun from B-roll can be anywhere, especially they are not very strong in the late game. So there's nothing much Rebellion Genflix can do. So this is what makes Onic, they have to be careful and really pay attention for the mini map, because there might be some
Menang mana, guys?
aggressive
Kayaknya sih menang Onic guys ya, tapi lagi pause nih, kan pause.
So I think maybe
respect streamer, respect streamer. Bentar, aku juga ternyata belum makan loh Tan. Maya aku bingung, aku udah makan roti, terus makan tempia kan ya, kue bulan. Oh anjir, lah. Oniknya di ini, Elisnya. Aduh, ini perebutan lot nih. Ayo siapa yang dapat lot ini? Ada. Wah, anjir ini bisa rebellion yang dapat lot ini. Tapi Natanya Elliot, anjir, Lancelot dapat lot. Bisa dibalik ini anjir, kena shutdown. Natanya kena shutdown, Keyboy kena shutdown lagi. Keyboy kena shutdown lagi, anjir, Jawetnya kena. Bau. Gila itu lordnya jalan guys ya. Asu Onic gimana mau menang malah nggak jadi menang nih. Malah nggak respect streamer nih guys ya. Rebellionnya nggak respect streamer ternyata guys ya. Keparet. Anjir ini dibalik banget loh. Ada lord. Dapat lagi. Tapi ini lordnya udah ini nih, udah lord lama ini. Dapat meninjing. Ini sama-sama ini guys ya. Turretnya sama-sama zero. Alisnya. Mati lah soalnya tapi. 4-6 detik. Malah dibalik Onic nih. Ternyata masih respect streamer Onic guys ya. Gila, langsung rame gamenya dibalik keadaan tadi.
So now this gets a bit complicated for Onic, and they can't really afford to take these careless, I guess, split push battles. I was about to say, Momochan earlier, speaking of how split pushing might be the only solution, there's a chance that Rebellion can go maybe 1-3-1 and try and split push two sides because they have more than one assassin. So that is still a play that's very available for the side of RBG, but Onic will not allow that, I think, if they can help it. And as we say that, another pause,
Another pause, my god. Literally deja vu. The same way that they won in the first game, they almost did in the second right here, with Sun getting the better of that Alice, literally in the exact same way, with Val resetting the Lord in the exact same way, and the Lord being stolen away by Jisa. I don't need to say it again. In the exact same way that looked like Rebellion Genflix would be able to end, but again, it is going to be them taking it to the late game. That is what you said earlier in the second pause, right? What they need to do is look for the split pushes. If they are able to get the split push, they will be able to put on the pressure. And this is what I said, Sun. This is why this hero has been.
Kenapa kalau bahasa Inggris mereka bilangnya Sun-san? Ya masuk sih. Aku juga bilangnya Sun.
Because once we get to the late game, especially if you already have the Sea Halberd, Alice won't be able to put a dent on you, right? That the damage coming in from Sun is just crazy. And as we can see right there, CW stood no chance with literally half HP still remaining on Birol. Technically, he wasn't even close right there. All right, so. A CW, I think he needs to just match the waves. He can't get picked off, and he can't look for these 1v1 duels, Momo-chan.
Yeah, it was surprised us that suddenly after the pulse came back, CW got shut down. And after that, Drian also Suns as well. So I think Rebel and Genflix they also realized that they are looking very strong with this Sun split push coming for Rebel and Genflix, but Onic. Like a deja vu, like Mirko said, it's exactly the same as the first game just now. So, like they secured it, they stole the Lord just now. After that, they pushed one inhibitor turret in the top lane because Rebel and Genflix, they realized that CW is not there, okay? So they don't have much magical damage coming from Onic Esports, especially for the late game insurance here. And they also shut down Suns in the first place as well. So I think Rebel and Genflix, they got their momentum. But with the only one Lord, I think it's not enough since they are also need to maybe shut down all of the turret objective in the bottom lane and also the mid lane just now. So I think yes, Rebel and Genflix, they have to reset it again. They have to find a momentum again, and same as Onic Esport. So they really have to be careful with, again, this B-roll. Okay, it's so annoying with his son. He always try to find space, and not only find space. Okay, he always try to find a good timing here. Once he realized that maybe one of two members coming from Onic Esport tried to go into Sun's lane,
Masih
he just straight away going back. Okay, B-roll doesn't want to take a risk. He always try to play sneaky peeky, really careful from B-roll. So this is what makes Rebellion Gameflex, they are very strong. Even though you drag this game to the late game, they always find an answer how to contest Onic Esport.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I'm so baffled and I'm so speechless, honestly, from that play right there. The pause ends and instantly we're given the solo kill. Sun gets a solo kill onto Allison. With that, instantly they were just able to control the game, right? They didn't know what to do. They tried to recall because again they know the pressure that Sun can create in that top side if he's left all alone. And as you can see here from the average damage taken, actually Ryuk taking more damage than Boots in most of the team fights, I should say, right? So finally something Boots isn't dominating in terms of the statistics here, Rashi.
Well, I think it's both a positive and negative because at the same time it means you've been taking quite a beating if you have like a higher average damage.
True.
And although considering the fact that Boots has been very dominant and we saw him make insane plays on that lapu-lapu jump.
Oke, balik lagi guys ya ke gamenya. Gila gini. Lah.
By CW, Immortality has been popping. Kibo is there to guarantee the kill. He takes the kill actually. So, you know, not the ideal outcome I would say, but now we have an advantage here.
Buset.
Oh, but yeah, Biro on the other side takes the final turret without the wave, backdoors it. And now with no inhibitor turrets, Onic is now in a very weird and difficult spot, and Rebellion has all the room to maneuver. I think it really will be very slow all the way until that Lord.
Ini Sunnya yang bisa merubah ini Sun sih. Sun. Jadi menurut gue guys ya, yang bisa merubah permainan ini siapa yang dapat loot pasti lah. Terus sama Sun juga. Sunnya split push terus anjir.
Whether or not Onic can maybe punish them by engaging on them when Beetle isn't in the area or if it isn't close enough to actually, you know, threaten to end the game, Mirko.
Beetle is a target, Arashi. You're absolutely right. But look at this. The real-time win probability presented to you by Samsung Galaxy A series, that is probably the most even one we've seen, all right? In the 18th minute, it is still 48-52. That is crazy. Onic Esports still have the higher chance again with their late-game heroes such as the Beatrix, Esmeralda, Alice, and literally 4 of their heroes taken to the late game is disgusting. Whereas Rebellion Genflix, they only have the Sun as late-game insurance, right? The Lancelot falls out. The Paquito, all right, he does okay damage, but Lancelot and Huba on this Harley, they will fall off in terms of damage, and they have to be very careful because again, 20 seconds on the clock, the Lord will spawn, and with this, Rebellion Genflix will try to do the same thing. Onic Esports cannot let this happen to them, alright? They need to be able to either get the pick onto B-roll before they start a fight, or just manage the waves properly good enough so that B-roll can't make these split push plays onto the base. It's going to be incredibly hard considering that again, they don't have any inhibitor turrets left in the game. But now, look at that. The Lord camera will show that Lord has finally spawned right there. Presented to you by Mandiri.
Soalnya harus ikut ini guys, harus ikut keluar nih.
Yes, interesting. And now, going into the 20 minutes game, we know that Tisa Devas will fall 100% for sure. And Onic Esport with this Trian and also Sans, they should maybe someone
Elisnya bisa dicari nih, tapi ini lihat sakit banget anjir.
Oh, look at the
Elisnya.
Rebellion Genflex CW, he has to be careful. He cannot buy himself on his lane. Miracle.
Yeah, again, look at the damage. Look at the sustainability coming from Boots right there. So much shielding. Ryuk on this Paquito isn't able to... He isn't even able to go against that shield, alright? But look on the top side. Guys, this is the exact same thing that's gonna happen in Alice.
As I said guys ya, ini Sunnya harus dijaga sih. Kalau nggak dijaga ini Onic akan merasakan akibatnya guys ya.
Given away the position right here with Biro rotating back, it might be
ini harus split push terus sih.
control over the Lord. So this is exactly what we mentioned earlier. with the split push, they're able to create
Dan kalau
pressure
misalnya
everywhere
nggak ada
on the
Elis
map,
ya
and just
Harley-nya
like that,
aman-aman
they
aja
will be the
mainnya.
ones starting off the
Wow,
Lord
wow,
here,
wow,
coming
Pak
in
Vito.
with Boots
Oh,
picking up the
kena,
rounds,
guys ya,
Ryuk taking
kena.
off right here. He has
Oh,
the
kena,
Immortal, so he's still
ada
able to
Immortal
survive
sih.
without coming in with the disengage with
Tapi-
Hurricane Dance. Ryuk will try to get away, but Immortal will finally be popped, and he will be taken down. That is a 1-for-0 trade in the hands of Onic Esports. But look at the mid wave. No way. Look at Sun, guys, with Jawhead the only one defending. All of the recalls. The recalls have been spawned.
Gimana nih guys? Oh, anjir, Sunnya, anjir, lihat atas Sunnya. What the heck? Mati tapi Sunnya guys ya. Gila, tapi itu dikit lagi gitu. Itu tipis banget. Anjir, apaan itu tipis
Surely be able to
banget.
get this Lord. That was such a nice try by Rebellion Genflix, looking for that, but unfortunately for them, Rebellion just didn't have enough mobility to be able to stop every single recall here, Rashi.
Gila, dikit banget itu.
And yes, we mentioned that once that happens, you see just
Can you
the
imagine
formation
guys?
from
Look at
Onic
that.
Esports just fall
Nearly,
apart, and
man,
Suns gets picked
nearly.
off in the confusion. But now, with 3 members still down, 17 seconds on Ryuk, we'll see if Onic actually goes for some aggressive play onto their base, actually. But it seems that the target for them is that that bottom lane turret, which Boots is pushing towards right now.
Bisa di end ini. Bisa di end ini guys ya. Bisa di end. Oke, end. Nice try, Rebellion.
Just like that.
Nice try,
Just
Rebellion
like
guys
that, you
ya.
know,
Waduh, nge-lag
no
ini.
questions asked right there. Look at them, the emotions still right there. As you can see, Keyboy, he's relieved, all right, because that final
Kidding,
push,
man.
oh my god.
Nice try,
Nice
guys ya.
Yes, the clap
Gila,
right there, well played.
Nice.